The infamous El Chapo of the Sinaloa Cartel is known for a lot of things, and one of them is being an escaped genius. His ability to evade authorities and wiggle out of getting arrested is considered legendary. Being the leader of the Sinaloa Cartel, Joaquin Guzman, aka El Chapo, made his riches through drug trafficking and many other criminal acts. With the authorities always looking to apprehend him and rival cartel leaders looking for ways to kill him, it was only normal for El Chapo to seek places of refuge. By places of refuge, I mean well-furnished and secure safe houses where he could lay low without being caught. El Chapo acquired luxurious safe houses in Mexico, specifically in places where no one would expect him to be found. After all, what better way is there to evade arrest than hiding in plain sight? While the idea behind purchasing safe houses was to lay low, a man with as much money as El Chapo was not willing to compromise when it came to his comfort. Furthermore, earning millions yearly means that you can fit in just about any amenity you want in your house. Unfortunately for Chapo, the Mexican government found some of his safe houses and have given the world a glimpse of the kind of luxury he enjoyed while heading one of the world's most dangerous organizations. The houses were built with extravagance, containing jacuzzi rooms, a state-of-the-art movie theater, a private zoo, and of course, weapons. The authorities also found a gold-plated AK-47, as well as a monogrammed diamond-encrusted pistol, both of which belonged to El Chapo. If you're going to be a killer, you might as well do it with an instrument that is worth it, right? Despite the ill nature through which he acquired his wealth, Chapo's luxurious lifestyle can be considered mouthwatering. However, away from the luxury, the pictures from these safe houses also show the kind of violence and heartlessness that comes with El Chapo's line of work. Some images taken in these safe houses show numerous bullet holes on the walls. There were also bloodstains all around the houses. This only goes to prove that no matter how luxurious the houses are, they were home to acts of crime and brutality at one point or the other. El Chapo was once Mexico's most wanted criminal, hence it isn't surprising to hear that violence followed him wherever he went, even into his safe houses. Pictures from El Chapo's Los Mochis safe house showed that the house was a bloody mess because 5 people were killed in that house during the military operation that finally led to the capture of El Chapo. The Los Mochis safe house is located in the northern part of Sinaloa. El Chapo lived and ran his drug empire from that house until he was apprehended by the military in January 2016. The operation carried out by the police as well as the Marines was bloody. The main entrance door was riddled with bullet holes, courtesy of the authorities, who kept firing until they were sure they could enter the property. During the raid, El Chapo and his bodyguard made all efforts to escape, but they failed and were arrested, just as they were trying to steal a car. The Los Mochis safe house is a 2-story building with 3 bedrooms and a large living room on the 2nd floor. There is one room that houses a walk-in closet. The room is close to the first room where El Chapo slept. To the untrained eye, it was just a closet, but for El Chapo, it was his escape route. The closet has a secret door that leads to a sewer manhole, and the manhole spans 840 meters away from the safe house. Immediately, they caught wind of the ongoing raid. El Chapo and his bodyguard quickly fled the house using the tunnel, but as soon as they crawled out of the tunnel on the other end and were trying to hijack a car, they were arrested. El Chapo was then transported to a motel, where the arresting officers waited for backup to arrive. Pictures of the house show that there was indeed a serious battle between Chapo's cartel members and the police. The men on the ground were willing to endanger their lives in a bid to buy time for El Chapo to make his escape, but their efforts failed miserably. The bullet holes all over the building are proof of the military's effort to apprehend El Chapo, and the mission was a great success. To make sure that evidence from the scene did not get tampered with, reporters were not allowed into the house until about 14 hours after the operation took place. Among many other things found in the house were DVDs of a television show called Queen of the South. The show follows the story of a poor woman who made her way through a difficult life and later rose to wealth and fame by becoming a drug lord and running a drug trafficking ring. It isn't surprising to know that El Chapo was interested in the show, as the storyline is very similar to his life, and he probably could relate to it. Before moving to the Los Mochis house, El Chapo lived in this house until 2014, when the authorities traced him to it. The policeman who came to arrest him had no idea that the house was built on top of a network of tunnels. So, while they were busy ransacking the house looking for El Chapo, he was long gone. Chapo was able to access the secret tunnels through a link in his bathtub. The said bathtub had a hydraulic mechanism that could connect him to the tunnels beneath it. which led to the sewer of the city. After the incident, El Chapo abandoned the property and moved to Los Mochis. The property was renovated and put into the open market for sale. The secret connection to the tunnels was removed, and there are surveillance cameras planted around the building for security. The Mexican government returned all the money and goods found in the house to the Mexican people. The property can be found on a website where it was advertised for sale, but there is no mention of the previous owner or his criminal career. An auction was later organized for the property, and the bidding price started at $130,000. While that was considered a fair price, the problem was that only a few people were interested in it because it was obvious that the house had been abandoned for years. There were also rumors about its past owner. When no one showed keen interest in buying, the house was put up at the rate of the lottery. People purchased the tickets for a little over $12. The house finally got sold to a person whose identity has been securely hidden to make sure they don't get harassed by the members of the Sinaloa Cartel. El Chapo's net worth was estimated at $12.6 billion, so it is possible he owned other safe houses around Mexico that the government hasn't discovered. Leading a drug trafficking organization involves being able to stay hidden in plain sight, as well as being smart enough to evade the authorities for as long as possible, and El Chapo was a genius at this. When it comes to escaping prison, El Chapo has done it through some of the most creative ways anyone could ever come up with. He has a reputation of making jailbreaks look like a piece of cake. El Chapo was first arrested in 1993 during a heated shootout at the airport and was put into a maximum security prison. But the prison was not secure enough to trap the drug kingpin. In 2001, Chapo found his way out of jail using a means that people still haven't fully understood. Some believe he made the escape in a laundry cart, while others say he walked out of the prison through the main door. The laundry cart story sounds like a story made up by people to prevent the prison guards from getting into trouble with the government. The government did all they could to find Chapo after his escape, but all efforts went to waste. Chapo remained a free man until 2014, when he was arrested for the second time. He was again thrown into a maximum security prison, but as it turns out, the prison didn't have what it took to actually lock El Chapo. El Chapo's second escape from prison in 2015 was nothing short of mind-blowing. The world marveled at his capabilities for a long time. El Chapo escaped from prison through a chain of tunnels built beneath the prison. His cartel members worked tirelessly to dig tunnels that went from his cell to a house where they were waiting for him. It allegedly cost him $50 million to hire workers for the tunnels and to pay off bribes to all those who were willing to accept them. Unfortunately for Chapo, his marvelous escape from prison got him only a short period of freedom because he was arrested again in 2016 from his safe house. The Mexican government had become fully aware of El Chapo's genius mind. They knew that he would just think of another way to escape jail if they didn't do something drastic. Hence, the Mexican government immediately extradited Chapo to the US, where he was tried and locked up in a supermax prison. Since then, El Chapo has not made another escape from prison.